So I didn't see my mom in about two and a half years. She lives in Pittsburgh, and any chance that she's in the area and I'm going to be in that area, I'm always wrestling because that's what I do. I'm a wrestler. And so I was really looking forward to seeing her for the first time. Probably about an hour before I was supposed to hit the road, I pissed a bunch of blood, which was terrifying. Thank God I was on that long stretch of turnpike, or else it'd be even more scary. I rushed to the hospital, and they kept trying to tell me that it was just an easy out. I'd be out in a few hours. I wasn't going to the bathroom, and I kept telling the doctor, aren't you concerned about this? No, you're young, you're this. And so, one catheter later, they start finally doing the scans that they should have done in the first place, and that's when they first noticed the object in my right kidney, which turned out to be a tumor. And at first, they thought that it had spread to my bladder, which, completely knocked me off my feet. So I'm in the hospital for about 8 hours in the ER. Then later that night, at about 2 in the morning, on Saturday now, I start getting like the worst pain I've ever had in my entire life. It felt like someone was punching me, cutting me, stabbing me over and over again in my lower right back. And man, I have a really good pain tolerance. I've been dropped on my head, I've had broken fingers, dislocated shoulders, and this is the worst pain I've ever had in my entire life, and I want to wish that on the person that I hate most in this world. They had to send a bunch of nurses and staff and doctors to hold me back. I'm not a quitter, but for a moment I'm just like, man, if this is it, I'm totally fine, because I can't stand this pain any longer. And as painful as that moment was, that night was for me, nothing was as painful as the next day. A doctor, a urologist, came into my hospital room, and without saying hello, asking how I was doing, he said to me, you're never wrestling again. My name's Tim Donst. I've been wrestling for the better part of 10 years. I think the world of wrestling, I use it as an escapism for my regular life. It's my livelihood, and I think wrestling, when it's done right, is the greatest thing on the entire planet. When you're in that ring, you're not thinking about anything else. I'm not thinking about any bills, not thinking about any girls. I'm not thinking about the fact I don't have a college degree. All I'm thinking about is the performance and the art of wrestling. Outside that ring is when I get hurt. When I'm in that ring, I don't. Whether it be emotionally, the cancer thing. When I'm in that ring, I honestly think I'm invincible. I first started collegiately wrestling when I was about 12 or 13, because my dad was a big collegiate wrestler, and I thought it would make us a little bit close together, and I got a little bit into theater too at that time. It was weird. I was like the most popular kid. I was definitely a little bit of a social outcast. I move around a lot, so I don't physically hold on to a lot of stuff, but obviously there's little things that are really important to me. I was very, very introverted as a kid, and I think when I got on stage, it kind of made me a lot cooler than what I was in real life, maybe be larger than I was in real life. That is a young Tim Donst at Stroudsburg High School doing a switch maneuver. Oddly enough, when I started training to be a pro wrestler, I was also collegiately wrestling, and it started to hurt my collegiate career because I went from trying to pin somebody and physically dominate them to working with someone. Chris Hero, Mike Quackenbush, my two trainers, they really instilled in me a respect for the sport that I will always owe them for. I thought I loved professional wrestling before that whole experience, but it really made me open my eyes to how much my heart was invested in it. There was one time I was wrestling, and Hero really laid it in me. You know, at any time I'm sure I could have like tapped out, but I didn't. If you don't respect wrestling, wrestling won't respect you. And so Hero kind of being more tougher on me, at the time I might have not enjoyed it, but certainly looking back, I owe him deeply for that. Any chip on my shoulder is just when people don't respect the sport in general. Whether I have to be defending it to a person that doesn't like professional wrestling or someone that thinks it's fake. Because, you know, for a fake sport, I've gotten way more hurt, way more concussions than I ever did doing boxing, football, collegiate wrestling, or anything else. And certainly everything I feel in that ring is real to me. The idea was this cancer is probably spread, it's probably in stage 4, and you're probably going to die. If that's not the case, they're going to remove the kidney, and if you get hit the wrong way, if you do this, you're going to be on dialysis for the rest of life. So you like going to the gym? You can't anymore. You like riding motorcycles? You can't anymore. You can't ski, you can't do this, you can't do this. And I just kept thinking, like, all these restrictions is no way to live your life. Like, if I don't live my life without any risk whatsoever, it's not much living at all. So even while this is going on, I kept thinking in the back of my head, well, how long is this going to take? Because I have to wrestle in a few days. And about probably Wednesday, so now 2 days before Cleveland, is when it kind of started to hit me that maybe this is really happening and this isn't some sick nightmare. And so much to the dismay of my doctor, who did not want me to be in a car for 7.5 hours, I decided to go to Cleveland that day. The entire day, it's like not really hitting me that this could be the last time I'm ever in a ring again. And then there'd be these little moments at rest stops and restaurants along the way where like I'd kind of get teary-eyed and I'd quickly retract. And then once I got to the building, it like really started to hit me because there's these guys getting ready for promos and matches, and I just kept thinking like, I should be cutting a promo right now. I should be getting ready for my match right now. I should be this, I should be this. And I was there to watch a show, essentially. And so when the time came to make the announcement about what was going on in my personal life, I'm standing backstage, and I'm holding it really well together, I think, and then my music hits, and I just start losing it. Because now all of a sudden I'm thinking, this could be the last time that I come out to this song. I look at the ring and I just kept thinking, this could be the last time I ever see a wrestling show from this angle, from this spot right now. I had these flashbacks of me being 16 years old and being so excited to step into a wrestling ring. The ring that I've seen on TV, you know, thousands of times, like finally I'm in this ring, this is really happening. And, you know, when I went through those ropes, I broke down because this is the last time I'm ever gonna have this. And this is like the end of the journey.
A lot of you came up to me, asked me how I was doing because you found out I was in the hospital for about 5 days last week. And I really appreciate you guys asking me. It seriously means the world to me. Thank you guys so much. I probably told you I was okay. Probably told you I was good. The fact is that's not true, unfortunately. I went to the ER, they found a tumor inside my kidney.
So, were you afraid of dying?
No. I feel really weird admitting that. I don't know if it's because I felt like it was uncontrollable anyway, that if I was to leave this earth, you know, there's nothing I could do. I don't know if it's because I like to believe that I'm a decent human being, so I don't have many regrets. But honestly, like, I'm 27 years old, and I lived a really awesome, amazing life. Because of professional wrestling, I got to travel the world, got to meet so many friends, I got to wrestle my heroes. Guys I grew up idolizing, I got to be in the ring with. Like, I just get goosebumps just thinking about that. When the thought of death came up, I was content with it because for 27 years old, I lived a very full and very lucky life. And so who am I to complain and be vengeful against God or destiny?
So that's where your kidney used to be.
It's true. By this point in time, wrestling had already been pulled from me. So, like, I didn't care. Like, you took wrestling from me, like, screw it. Like, whatever's going to happen is going to happen. So the actual idea of the cancer and the surgery was really easy by that point in time. Wrestling doesn't owe anybody anything. And it shouldn't. You know, typically what happens is when you're out of the spotlight, the show goes on and you're forgotten. And, you know, I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing, because if that wasn't the case, then wrestling wouldn't continue to grow and prosper. Like, it's just part of the sport and the industry. I made my announcement about me retiring, and then I posted a blog to my website, and just by chance, Mick Foley happened to see this blog somehow. I guess he was like really moved, in particular by the idea that I'd wrestle the same style, the same passion, the same dangerous maneuvers in front of 15 people that I would do in front of 1,500 people or 3,000 people or 1 million people. Like, the dude that I used to go in front of the mirror and like cut promos and try to replicate, the guy that I would watch footage of because I loved his style so much, I loved his believability. I believed this guy was crazy. I believed he'd be able to do anything, and I wanted to replicate that. And so, you know, he got in contact with me. He asked me if there's anything he could do. And I was like, no, honestly, like, I've always looked up to you. Just the fact that you've cared enough to tweet me and message me right now, like, that's all I need from you. And I deeply, deeply appreciate it. And he gave me his number, and then he got me in contact with Dr. Robert Q, who used to be a former WWE doctor, and he's the one that first told me, he's like, no, you can still wrestle with one kidney, and like, that's all I needed.
Are you guys ready for the second half? Okay, please be like an invitation. Come on, that's right. Get them up on our feet. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we have a request for my time from Tim Effin Donst.
I keep having all these flashbacks of like being in this hospital bed and being told like I'm never gonna wrestle again. And then these past 5 months like flew by with everything I've been through. And so to like finally be to this date and like be about to go into this ring and like start this like second half of like this beautiful journey, to me is just like really overwhelming. I'm not nervous about what I'm going to say on the mic, because everything I say is going to be real and honestly like truly how I feel about the fans and everything I've done.
And I just want to take this moment to thank each and every one of you. Obviously with my tumor, my kidney is the hardest thing I've ever had to go through, and all your tweets, messages, Facebook, everything. I can't tell you how many people came up to me and just asked how I was doing. And I just want to let you guys know that, thank you guys.
This time I should have been so terrified and scared about my life. I smoothed through it pretty well. And I think it's because I never felt like it was a one-on-one match. I always felt like it was a handicap match. It was me, my friends, family, and all the fans against this tumor.
You know, I'm happy to say I've come to the conclusion that if I had to hang on my boots forever, I've got to accomplish a lot of things in this business.
I have a debt to these people. I owe these people a match, a promo, and hopefully a few more years left of professional wrestling.
Tim F. Donst! Tim F. Donst! Tim F. Donst! Tim F. Donst! Tim F. Donst!
I was saddened and frustrated by the fact I was set to have one of the biggest weekends of my career, and this thing just happened to happen. And it was heartbreaking.
This is awesome!
Is it? This guy cutting off? Shut the f up. Yeah, is that so, Gage?
You want to come out here and say you're the man, I did this, I did that.
Yeah, I do.
I'm the fucking man.
Screw cancer, screw end of the line. Like, if there's a chance I can come back, like I'm going to.
You're the man, you think, right? Because of what? CZW? Because of everything else you've done all over the world? Now why? Well, I've done a lot of things, Gage, but some of my proudest moments were in this ring, and I know for a fact that I'm the man here in AIW.
I deserve to have this moment. I deserve to be in the spot in my life and in my career.
Well, maybe, Gage, maybe you should have let me finish my goddamn promo, because I'm not retired. I'm coming back at Absolution, and I want you! You and me, Gage! Let's see the fucking madness!
You know, I wanted to come back to wrestling because it's the only thing I knew how to do. It's the only thing I love in life. And it hurt when I was told I would never do that again.
I'll tell you what, cancer didn't kill you, but I'm gonna kill you.
Hey, Gage, I'm gonna beat you up so badly, pal, you're gonna wish you were back in prison.
Me wrestling again isn't even an ego issue. It's not even an issue where I have some kind of weird pride or legacy that I have to instill on this world of wrestling. It's like, no, like all these great, wonderful people like had your back during the darkest time of your entire life, and they believe you're going to come back, so you better not disappoint them. And that's all the drive that I need on this entire planet to make sure that I'm going to be in that ring again, because I don't want to let anybody down.
All the fans out of here? That was most of them. I'm trying to get the last one. I don't know if these games
It feels really weird because I haven't done any of this in like 6 months.
You know, it's really weird. Like everything was really tough for me, and then as soon as I talked to that doctor and he gave me hope, all of a sudden nothing mattered. All of a sudden it's like smooth sailing because I know I'm going to be in that ring again, and that's all I need to get past day to day to day.
as good as I can be, I guess, for, what, 6 or 8 weeks out of my surgery. It's just really scary because, like, not only did I bang my head, which is one of the first things I was trained not to do, is like tuck your chin. And then just like, every time I feel like there's a little rumble in my stomach, I'm just afraid that's my intestines and my lining, like, because like on the outside, it's healed up. It's like the inside that takes so long to heal. And then so on one hand, I want to rest for 5 weeks. Because, you know, I want to look out for my well-being, but on the other hand, when it's time to make a comeback, I have to make a comeback. Like, this is my chance to make sure I'm making the right decision. And so I don't want to come back and disappoint the fans by having a stinker because my body's not ready, or take one move and I have to go home early. Like, too many people invested too much time. AEW, fans, friends, family, we just like squash it like this. It's not like I'm getting a patty cake match back first either. I'm wrestling one of the like most hard dudes in professional wrestling. I could have said no, but again, like, I'm not gonna just take a cakewalk back. I'm gonna jump into the fire.
Want to stop for now? I think we've done enough. Take a break.
I live day by day as a human being and as a wrestler. I live moment to moment, and that's how I enjoy life. And that's why I love life so much. And so I'm never thinking about how I'm going to be at the age of 30, whether it be career-wise or with a family. I don't know at 35 where I'm going to live, what house I'm going to have, how many kids I'm going to have. And so when this ordeal happened to me, part of me was like, oh, well, maybe this is why you never thought about the future, because maybe this was always in God's plan and destiny.
But I'll introduce you to Mick Gage and stuff. So
Okay.
cool. That'd be great.
Awesome.
Yeah. Are you going to be okay though? I'm kind of worried.
No, I'm gonna watch
Step
all
out, are
this.
you?
Yes.
Who is in the audience tonight?
My mother, and I'm a Tim Donst Girl t-shirt, and my stepfather, which is really cool that they supported me enough to come out. I don't get to see her very often. She's the one I was supposed to visit the day that I found out I had cancer. Once I started walking around this building, the nerves kind of started to hit a little bit, but it's also a lot of excitement. And I also think I'm the type of the person that the bigger the stage, the better I perform. Not only is this the biggest moment of my career, but the biggest moment of my life, I'd say, because this is the combination of 10 years of hard work, and the past 6 months have been such a roller coaster. I'm definitely more worried than I've probably ever been, ever, in any kind of situation, not only just for my health, but if tonight doesn't go well, then that might mean that tomorrow I can't wrestle in Philadelphia. That might mean next weekend's off too, and the weekend after that, and I'm done again. Like, literally after today, I could be right back to where I started, where I was told I'd never wrestle again, and that would completely break my heart. Part of me too is worried that even though I've been doing this for so long, like, what if I don't still have it? Like, what if I don't have that connection? What if my steps are off? I think my love's still there, my passion's definitely there, but I won't know till after the bell, I think.
I'm just gonna start right up.
You gotta put it out, man.
Right there.
Cool.
That's it.
That'll work.
What do you have in store for him? Do you think this is going to be a happy ending for him?
Not at all. No. What I got in store for him is pain, punishment. Listen, man, wrong guy. You think I got feelings and emotions because he had cancer and he's coming back. I don't care, man. I don't care. I want to inflict pain, bodily harm on Tim Donst. This is what I do, man. I don't walk around here saying I'm the king of ultraviolence, the god of ultraviolence, repping murder, death, kill. I don't just say them words. My actions speak louder than my words, man. I hope I make mom cry, man. I hope mom cries tears. You know, like I told you, man, I got no feelings and emotions, man. Wrong guy, man.
In this contest, there will be no countouts, no disqualifications, falls count anywhere, anything and everything goes.
Something this whole experience did remind me, though, of, aside from a few nagging injuries and this, I've been pretty lucky so far. And because I do tend to think I'm invincible and I kind of push the envelope each match just a little bit more to see what I can get away with physically, this whole experience really opened up my eyes to the idea that every match could be your last match. No, this great life that you have, this great experience that you have, can get pulled out from you at any given time. And so maybe I needed that a little bit, because now every match it's going to be in the back of my head like, I better make this one a good one because this could be it. And I don't want to let fans of wrestling down. In the back of my head, there's a little bit of fear. You know, what if I take this move this way? What if I miss that guy on this dive? What if I fall on the floor the wrong way? I'm looking at a life on dialysis. Like, I'm looking at the end of wrestling and the end of possibly enjoyment in a majority of my life if things go bad. So yeah, it's in the back of my head. But then I also think about, if I don't take this risk, I'm always going to be wondering what if. I'm always going to be bored. I'm always going to debate, the meaning of life if I'm not taking any risks whatsoever. So while I am scared, as soon as I go through that curtain, there really is a change in my eyes where everything I feel is real. And when I'm out there, I feel like I can do anything.
Perfect. 1, 2, 3. Don't move your head. You look good, man. Thanks, man. Absolutely. Absolutely, absolutely.
6 months ago, I laid in a hospital bed and I was told I would never wrestle again. And it completely broke my heart. Broke my spirit, because this is not only my livelihood, this is my love. And even in my darkest days, I knew somehow, some way I'd be back in an AIW ring because of you guys, because of this moment. And I'm not here today just because of wrestling, just because of Mick Foley, because of the great Dr. Robert Quarles, but it's all because of your tweets, your Facebook messages, your emails, and your goddamn rowdiness.
How does it feel to be back?
It feels really great and surreal. Like, I almost cried when they were throwing the streamers at me. And it's a very weird moment to cry in your life, because here you're about to essentially be in the fight of your life and go through thumbtacks and tables and chairs, and you're bawling your eyes out emotionally. It's a really strange emotion I don't think most people can relate to, but I wouldn't change it for the world. You think everyone's happy?
I think everyone's
I hope no one was out there and was like, I can tell Tim Donst hasn't wrestled in 6 months. Like, that's my biggest concern. What do you think?
I don't think so at all.
Thanks, man. The past 6 months legitimately flew by in a nanosecond in my mind. I legitimately feel like yesterday I was told I'd never wrestle again, and I just hopefully put on a performance of my career against one of the hardest hitting, most badass professional wrestlers on the entire planet. Hopefully I showed people that I still got it, and everyone feel like they got their money's worth. Crazy how life works. It's crazy.